All right, let's talk about something that's mission critical for, well, pretty much anyone running services in the cloud: disaster recovery. And we're not just going to talk theory. We're going to get into what it actually takes to build resilience that you know for a fact will work when things go sideways. So, let me ask you something, and be honest. Is your recovery plan a paper tiger? You know exactly what I'm talking about. It looks great, it's got all the right sections, it probably lives in a shared drive somewhere, it makes everyone feel safe. But if a real crisis hit, right now, would it actually do the job, or would it just crumble? And that right there is the heart of the problem. An untested plan is so much worse than just a useless document. It's a dangerous illusion. It gives you a false sense of security. Because the absolute last time you want to discover a flaw in your plan is at 3 a.m. when your systems are down and everyone is looking at you for answers.
Let's really break down the difference here. A theoretical plan? It just assumes everything will work. An active drill, on the other hand, verifies it. A plan is just a static document that gets outdated the minute you write it. A drill is a living, breathing process. It's how you find all those little gotchas and hidden problems in a safe, controlled way. But maybe most importantly, it builds muscle memory. Your team shouldn't be reading the instructions for the first time during the fire. They should know the moves by heart.
Okay, so how do we move from that paper tiger to the real deal? It all starts with the right toolkit. And the very first tool, the foundation of all of this, is the runbook. Now don't think of this as just another plan. Think of it as your team's tactical map for getting through the chaos.
A good runbook is all about one thing: precision. It's not a list of vague suggestions, it's a step-by-step procedure. The whole point is to eliminate guesswork. When that alert goes off in the middle of the night, the person on call shouldn't have to think or innovate. They should just have to open the runbook and execute a clear, pre-vetted plan.
And what makes a runbook great? Well, a few things are absolutely essential. You've got to have clear ownership. Who makes the call? You need all the prerequisites listed right up front. What keys do you need? What permissions? And honestly, linking directly to your automation scripts, that's the real game changer. That's what reduces human error and turns a simple checklist into a powerful recovery tool.
But look, having the world's best runbook is only half the story. If the runbook is your guide, the chaos drill is the test. It's how you prove that your map is actually accurate and that your team knows how to read it when the pressure is on.
Now the key word here, the most important word, is controlled. This is not about causing mayhem for the sake of it. A chaos drill is a scientific experiment. You start with a hypothesis, something like, we believe we can fail over our main database in under 10 minutes. And then you design a safe, careful experiment to see if you're right.
So let's make this really concrete. Let's imagine a big one, a scenario that's a real test for any system. Simulating the complete loss of a Google Cloud region. This is the kind of thing your DR plan absolutely has to handle. So how would we actually drill for that?
It really comes down to 3 key phases. First up is detection. Do your alarms even go off? You'd be surprised how often that's the first point of failure. Second, the failover itself. This is where your team grabs that runbook and actually does the work. And finally, and don't skip this part, validation. Just because traffic is flowing doesn't mean you're done. Is the app actually working right? Is the data intact? Each of these steps tests a totally different piece of your response system. Running one drill is fantastic. It's a huge step. But true, deep resilience, that comes from making this a regular discipline. It's not a project you finish. It's a practice you build into the very culture of your team. You need a rhythm, a cadence of testing.
And here's what that cadence could look like for your absolute most critical Tier 0 services, the ones that simply cannot go down. You should be doing a full failover drill every quarter, no exceptions. For less critical services, maybe a simple tabletop exercise once a year where you just talk through the runbook is enough. The whole idea is to match the intensity of your testing to the business impact of that service failing.
If you take away only one thing today, please let it be this. Every recovery plan you write, no matter how detailed, is just a hypothesis. It's your best guess. The drill is the experiment that provides the data, and without that experiment, all you have is wishful thinking.
So I want to leave you with one final question. You don't have to start by simulating a whole region going down. That's a huge undertaking. Just think about your system. What's one small, safe failure you could test next week? Maybe a single database replica, a caching node. What's that one small experiment you can run to start turning your own paper tiger into the real deal?